You ready? Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a normal show. That's right. Today, for the first time in like a week, there's not going to be any drama. There's not going to be any baloney. Instead, we got a lot of gaming stuff to talk about here on today's Level 1 podcast. We've got new animations to celebrate the continuation of the King streak. We've got multiple game release dates announced, which we'll talk about today. Tons of stuff that I want to watch. There's movie trailers, there's game trailers, there's all kinds of stuff happening that I want to watch and review with all of you. Today, we'll even take a look at WWE Champions live. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do on today's show. So, without further ado, I think we should get into it, shall we? No? You guys not interested? All right, I'll see you later. All right, let's get the show started. It's the Level 1 podcast, baby. Alrighty, what is up, everyone? Welcome to a very green edition of the Level 1 podcast. For some reason, my new lighting and my new backdrop really picks up the color green really strongly. If you guys actually think this is too bright, I do have the ability to maybe change it around a little bit. So I'd like feedback in the chat right now. Is this too green for you? Is it, bothering you? Let me know. Nightbot still removes the words WWE and Champions. Oh, I guess I should fix that. Hold on. So that would be in spam protection. And that would be in blacklist words and phrases. Let's see here. Oh, man, this is going to be a nightmare to find. Oh, here we go. Maybe not. Maybe this will be easy. We go, hold on. Yeah, they're all right here. Cool, I can do this all in one fell swoop. It's not a big deal at all, actually. It sure is nice to be normal again and not need to have a million banned words in the chat and to be able to joke about stuff without people, like, wanting to publicly tar and feather me for bullshit that no one should care about, right? That's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice feeling. So... okay, I think I just did it. Hold on, let me hit submit. So I think as of now, yes, you can actually type in WWE Champions and all the variations and stuff, and it should be fine. You should not get kicked from the chat for doing that. Okay? It's very green, but it's not distracting. You guys let me know. If it's too green, I can actually lighten it, I think. Like, I have the ability to change the strength of the color that shows through. So if it's too green, I'll fix it. You let me know. I'll adjust on the fly. So anyway, guys, welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of August, 2024. Now, there's no drama today. I have no one to talk about that's, like, causing drama in the dramasphere or anything like that. Yesterday, I pulled myself out of that shit. However, before we even begin today, I do want to plug that tomorrow on this very show, I will have Keemstar. That's right. Daniel Keem will be appearing on this podcast tomorrow. This show will start a little earlier tomorrow, around 11 a.m. Pacific time, so that I can work out technical difficulties between Discord and OBS. And then around 11:30, we're going to have Keem on for a civil discussion. Not for an attack fest, not for me to rag on him and him to rag on me, not for us to fucking get at each other's throats, but instead to have a man-to-man talk about everything, I feel. Quite honestly, I think I have a few interesting, different questions for him that I'd like to hear his opinions on. I'm sure he's going to ask me a ton of shit, and I think it's going to be a fascinating show. I really do. I think it's going to be, like, something very different. Like, who would have thought that I would have been on Kino Casino? Who would have thought I would have teamed up with them to react to the Review Tech documentary? Who would have thought I would have played games with them? And who would have thought, in their right mind, I would have talked to the the owner and operator of Kiwi Farms, Josh Moon, yesterday. So all these things are happening that are insanely unlikely. So let's continue. Why not? Right? Who knows? By the end of this, maybe I'll be president. That's a scary thought. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty crazy what's going on right now in the whole realm of everything. And I hope that you guys are along for the ride with me. Because, man, it's been a wild ride and it continues. I feel like the ride has just begun. In fact, last night, right before I went to bed, I actually posted this up over on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. And also on my timeline. Now, wait a minute. Get this fucking bar out of here. Why? I have it set up so this bar goes away. And it's not going away. What a piece of shit. Anyway, last night, I posted this up. To everyone out there listening, thank you all. If you stuck in there with me through thick and thin all along, or if you're a newcomer giving me a chance. This has been a 10-year dark tunnel that I've been stuck in. And today, it actually feels like I just drove out the other end. And I very much feel that way. I very much feel like now I'm at a point where people are giving me a chance. People want to see me do stuff and hang out with me. Not only my own content, but they want to see me branch out. They want to see DSP out in the wild, right? That's what they're craving. And I love that. In fact, normally, I just think about it this way. If I had made this post 1 month ago on my Twitter, I probably would have gotten 5 or 10 likes and no retweets. All right? Last night, when I posted this up, not even 12 hours ago, 233 likes, 10 retweets, 54 mostly positive responses to this tweet, and I don't even know what that is. Bookmark? Why the hell would you bookmark a tweet? I have no idea. And in reality, that's about the kind of interaction I'm getting on anything that I'm posting up, either on X or on like even my channel page on YouTube. I posted the same message on the very community tab of this channel. I think I got like 80 likes or something like that and a bunch of comments. Pretty amazing what's going on right now. Like I said, I almost feel like I'm going through a YouTube renaissance of sorts, where people actually want to hang out with me and see me and interested in my opinions on things. And that's a wild feeling, folks. It really is. I'm not used to it. You have to bear with me because I'm not used to it. I may act weird to it or act like I'm not self-aware for a while because I don't think I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I legit don't think I am. I'm not really fully grasping the situation as of yet. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get there, I think. All right? I think tomorrow's going to be another wild one with the Keemstar appearance on this very show. It's going to be an interesting event, to say the least. I hope you'll join me for that. You know, and then onward and upward, right? So anyway, with all this stuff going on, before we get into coverage of stuff, I have an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, I received another upgrade for my PC that I did not solicit. I did not ask for. Someone offered to send me another upgrade for the PC. And I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I accept another upgrade for the PC? I'd be stupid, right? Well, of course I'll accept it. And I'm going to show, I promise you, I did not buy this one. I fess up when I buy stuff. I bought the phone behind me. I bought the lighting that's behind me. You know, but that's all a result of people being so supportive in the last couple of weeks. I said, oh, I'll upgrade some stuff, right? I bought this panel here. I bought that too. All right? But this I did not buy. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I got today. The Samsung 990 Pro with heatsink, 4 terabyte SSD hard drive. Okay? And I installed it this morning, and it is working on my PC. Now, previously, I only had the one hard drive. It was a 2 terabyte SSD that had the operating system, and I was installing all the games on it. But now that I have this baby, obviously what I'm going to be doing moving forward is every new game that I play, I'll be installing on here. And yes, it's brand new. It came straight from Amazon. It wasn't even formatted when I received it. I had to format it this morning to get it to work with the PC, and it's in there and it's working and it's beautiful, you know. So obviously I haven't tested it yet. Like, it's kind of these things are so weird now. Like, hard drives, to me, a hard drive is this giant ass fucking thing that's spinning and making noise and it heats up. And of course, that's not what hard drives are anymore. Now they're these little things. We would have called this a thumbstick back in the day, but it's actually a hard drive. In fact, I think I owned thumbsticks, USB thumbsticks, that were bigger than this fucking thing. Seriously. So, it's installed, but I just installed it this morning, so that means nothing's on it yet, okay? But moving forward, absolutely, I'm going to install all my games on it, and I was even thinking maybe what I should do is uninstall all of the current games that I'm playing and reinstall them on the hard drive on, you know, because it's going to be faster, right? Like I was asking one of my editors about it, because one of my editors is really in on tech. I'm not. They said, no, this is twice as fast as the hard drive you already had in your PC. Like, literally, it's double the speed. So moving forward, absolutely, I should install everything on this. There's no reason I should even install anything on the you know, Windows hard drive anymore. I should just use that for Windows and just have it kind of separate. So that's what I'm going to do. That's right. Old kings used to call USB drives thumbsticks. That's what they were actually called, thumbsticks. You use your thumb to plug it in, or it's like the size of your thumb. They were called thumbsticks. That's correct. People are like, oh, it's the lore of the king. Our old king is bestowing historical wisdom upon us today on the Level 1 podcast. Things we lore of yesteryear. You know, he's a lore spinner, and he's telling us this web of stories about old tech. Yes, very exciting stuff, right? Oh, wait a minute, I just realized something. Spyron Guard just said, Phil, you do realize what you're doing. He says, you're reviewing tech, and you're in the USA. Hold on, let me see if I have any cucumbers nearby. Sorry, guys, I guess I can't deliver, but I can talk about the new tech that's in my PC. Anyway, excellent. So that's excellent, and yes, moving forward, I will install all of my games onto that SSD, and moving forward, I think what I actually will do is move my games over, migrate them over, but obviously I need some time to do that. And I want to be sure, I think all the saves are in the cloud now, right? All the saves, like everything through Steam or whatever, would be in the cloud. So it should be fine if I want to migrate over, like, all the games I'm currently playing, like System Shock and Black Myth Wukong, and now Star Wars Outlaws and Street Fighter. All those saves should be, you know, I don't have to worry if I delete from one hard drive and install to the other that it would fuck it up, right? I don't think so. So I think we'd be good just doing the migration of all the games over to that hard drive. So that's cool. So to the person who donated this, thank you. I didn't ask for it. I didn't solicit for it. But when someone offers the king a significant upgrade, I'm like, of course. What am I going to be stupid and say no? Of course I'll accept it. And now it's going to just benefit everything even further, right? So that's awesome. So where to begin? All right, because we have several different things I'd like to talk about. Let's do shout-outs, because some people have contributed, and remember, a change to the format of the show. I will do shout-outs as contributions come in, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So we start off on the YouTube side of stuff today with Dark Viking 159, who re-upped his membership for 38 months and said, "Hail to the king, baby." Do it in Duke's voice. Hail to the king, baby. That was terrible. Phage Lives did a $5 super chat this morning. Says, it's not green enough. I can barely see it. Well, I can't increase the level of green. That I can't do. It's already so green. It's maximum green. My hair is sticking up today. You notice that? My hair won't stay down. Huh. I can't make it any less green. All right? But I can make it a more mellow green if this is too intense. You guys let me know. And then Andy is here and did a $2 super chat and says, it needs to be royal purple. Well, I like to change my backgrounds dependent on various different things. And we haven't done a green one in quite a while. That's why I figured we would do green today. But we could change it up if it's bothering you guys, you let me know. Okay? All right, so that's the YouTube side of stuff so far. Today we've got the one re-upping of a membership and 2 super chats. On the tip side of stuff to get stuff started. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have a brand new epic, and I mean epic animation that I will play when we hit the king streak every day moving forward. Whenever we hit the king streak, which is maximizing my tip goal for a particular stream, this is one of the best animations I think I've ever seen on my own stream. When someone sent this to me last night and they said, you're going to want to use it, check it out. I was like, what the shit? Like, this is so fucking good. I was blown away. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's a celebration. So when we hit, notice I said when, not if. When we hit today's tips goal of $150, all right, I will play one of the most epic animations I've ever had here on the channel. All right, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So if you'd like to see that, please tip. Let's hit the goal, and we can see the animation as soon as possible. Very nice. Okay. Our first tip of the day is a $10 tip. Let's see. Someone says, I love the stream with Josh yesterday, but my only issue is people have tried to reach out to you, like Jim and Mike. I don't know who Mike is. Jim, I'm assuming you're talking about Medicare. And you rebuffed them. I do get that most people interacting with you at that time were crazy, though, so suspicion is normal. To give you an example, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know who Mike is at all. I don't even know who you're addressing. And as for Jim, I never once officially got an invite from anyone. Like, I'm being honest here. Like, it's not like the people who claimed that they wanted to interview me and talk to me or have interactions with me in the past came to me in some civil way and said, hey, Phil, we're interested in talking with you, a real man-to-man conversation or whatever. It was never like that at all. What these people would do is they would go on their own shows and content, and they would publicly decree to their audience, much like Keemstar publicly decreed to his audience on Twitter many, years ago, that they want something to do with me. Oh, I want to interview him. Oh, I want him to be on my podcast. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And that's just not the way to do business. Well, that's a way to stir up drama, which is undoubtedly probably what those people were looking to do. But that's just not a way to do business. I don't know who these people are. Okay? Like Mike? Who the fuck's Mike? I don't know. I don't even know who you're talking about. I don't know who these people are. I'm someone who is self-contained to his own content here. And I don't know about any of the drama spheres at all. I'm not involved. See, that's the difference here. When you're talking about lolcows, most of them actually have actively gotten involved with the drama sphere. They know everything about everyone out there. They try to interact with them. They try to get attention for being dramatic and shit. Not me. I'm the opposite. You see, I just like doing my own thing, and I don't want to be involved with all of that shit. That's why I don't dabble in it at all, right? So when someone like, let's say we're talking about Medicare, said on his show or whatever, I want to talk to DSP or whatever, you might as well be talking to the wall. I'm not going to hear that. I'm not going to know that. I don't know who you are, right? Now, if I had received some kind of a private message, whether it be a DM on Twitter, whether it have been an email, whether it have been whatever, however it could have been, and said, hey, I'm someone who runs a show and I'm interested in you and I'd like to interview you. And it's not going to be some horrible accusatory interview. It's going to be a man-to-man talk about stuff. I might have done it. But that never happened. As I said, all these years, documentaries are being made about me, entire shows, podcasts based around me, all just dumping and crapping on me. But no one actually talked to me. You see? Medicare never reached out to me and said directly to me, hey, let's do something. Never, not once. It was just people talking to the internet in a general way, thinking that I'm someone going to get wind and I'm going to care. No, I don't, But now, I think people are finally realizing I'm not a piece of shit. They want to treat me more with respect. You know what I'm saying? And they're coming out to me. Well, that sounded weird. They're approaching me. They're not coming out to me and telling me, you don't have to come out to me. You can come out to your parents or your friends or something. You don't have to come out to me. But, they're approaching me with more respect and dignity, like a human, as opposed to I yell at you on the internet because I demand something because you're like a whelp that will answer my beck and call. And I appreciate that. I mean, take a look. This is literally the first time that Keemstar took the time to actually be like nice to me. And I said, and now we have a show tomorrow together. Isn't that amazing? Because here's the thing. Here's the truth. Okay. Here's the truth. I do not respond well to negative reinforcement. Do you understand? Some people do. Some people, if you bully them, they'll directly respond to you. If you don't do this, I'm going to do this. You know, you better do what I say. How dare you not respond? Any actions like that towards me, all you're going to get is either me ignoring you or shitting on you. That's just the way my brain is wired. I respond to positive reinforcement and respect, which is funny because a lot of jobs don't do it that way. Think about this. If you're working a job and you're going to be rewarded for good performance, or if you're going to be punished for bad performance, which would you more care about? If I had a job, I'd be like, well, I'll work harder to earn something extra, as opposed to, oh, I better just do the bare minimum so that way I don't get fired, right? But a lot of jobs don't even realize that, and they stupidly just give you negative reinforcement instead of positive. I respond very well to positive reinforcement. So if you're nice to me, you'll probably get a good response from me. That's just how it is. I mean, isn't that how the world should be? The golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated. So if you actually want a positive response, then be nice. If you want people to shit on you, shit on them first. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is with me. Fed Roger says, if Keem was nice to you, you might have accepted his initial lolcow offer. You do realize I was going to have the conversation with the man. I'm not saying I was going to accept the offer, but I was at least going to have the conversation with him and give him that dignity to at least consider it. But we didn't even get that far because of the way that it was originally presented, you see? So in the case of what you're saying, tipper, $10 anonymous tipper, you're very well maybe correct, okay? If basically if you're talking about Jim, Medicare, or whoever this Mike person is, who I don't even know who you're talking about, if they had approached me personally and nicely, very well things might have turned out differently. But instead, I didn't even know who the fuck they were until recently. Like Medicare, I didn't know a goddamn thing about this guy besides he hates me until recently. You know? I think people, sadly, what's become the internet drama sphere, it's become just yelling, screaming, and, you know, because that's what sells. Views are based on people being nasty to each other, right? The more nasty you are, increasing volume, you might even get more views. But the problem is, not everyone wants to be in that fucking situation. I certainly don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm 42 years old. I'm getting older. I want less drama and less stress and more enjoyment in my life. I don't need more. I don't want to be yelling at someone, being at each other's throat. Tomorrow, I have no intention whatsoever of being mean to Keemstar. I don't want to be, because I don't want to be that person. I would much rather have us be cordial. And even if at the end of the show tomorrow, we don't necessarily agree on tons of topics, we can agree to not attack and kill each other on the internet, right? Right? That's what I would like anyway. A truce. So let's see how it goes tomorrow, all right? Because, again, I do have a lot of stuff to talk with him about, a lot of questions about the way he behaves and the things he said about me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's my answer to that. I received a $3 tip from I took a shit today. Really? If you thought Duty is obsessed with you, you're wrong. I think someone has you beat Review Tech USA. Yeah, we all know about that, though. Like, that's been an ongoing thing for an incredibly, incredibly long time. Literally, I was the butt of every one of his jokes. He had pictures of me. He was selling merchandise with my face on it without my permission, which, by the way, is illegal. Can't do that. But again, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to go after him illegally for anything, so I guess he gets away with it again, right? Everyone just gets away with everything. But we don't need to talk about Review Tech. He's already been roasted. I already got his fucking final chip right here. I got it spinning on my screen. I mean, how many times do you want to beat the dead horse? At this point, the dead horse is like a gelatinous blob on the ground with no actual, like, physical bones anymore. It's like goo and powder in there. I don't think we need to keep elbow dropping the horse that's already dead, right? Okay. I received a $1 tip. You said the phone was donated. Now you say you bought it. Why do you lie? I'm not. You're an idiot. The first set of phone, which was blue and black, was donated. Then I spent money on the white phone. But the thing is, you create your own narrative because you're trying to spin it in a way, but you can't do it anymore because you're stupid and people don't listen to you anymore. So you can stop trying to put words in my mouth I didn't say. You can stop trying to spin it negatively. Even if I bought all the foam behind me, it doesn't matter. I can spend my money however I want. No one cares. So you can get fucked. Thanks for the $1 tip. I received another $1 tip. It's another troll, so I'm just going to ignore this fucking person. Go fuck yourself. I received a whopping $30 tip. 30 bucks, folks. Thank you. This is the biggest contribution of the day. Let's go ahead and get a nice animation and see what this person has to say, even if there's a name. Yes, from I'm Troublesome. That's the name. Let's get them on the leaderboard and see what they have to say. Okay, Phil, well done on your stream and your content. It has improved significantly. You deserve all the good that has now been bestowed upon you. My king, I bow once again to thee. With this, I pay forward result or toward your royal streak. Yours respectfully. Thank you so very much to I'm Troublesome for a very generous $30 tip. We are almost at tier 1. Remember, when we max out at tier 3, which is $150 in tips today, I have a brand new, mind-numbingly good animation. Telling you, it's insanely good. I couldn't believe how good it was when I saw it last night. All right? And yes, I'm overhyping it, but it's still good. Trust me. All right. On the YouTube side of stuff, we have some more contributions. Kizlara did a super chat and says, thoughts on veganism? I don't really have many thoughts on it. Like veganism means that you're vegetarian, but there's other criteria as well. I don't actually exactly know what the difference is between like being a vegetarian or a vegan. To each their own. If you want to live your life a certain way and only eat certain foods and have a certain diet and live by a certain credo or whatever it is, do what you want. I'm not one to be like, oh, you're a stupid idiot and you're a dick or anything, right? So go for it. But I will say this. You have the right to live your life however you want, but you don't have the right to then stand there and point the finger at others and say, I'm better than you because I chose to live my life differently and you're a plebeian because you don't live by the same rules that I do. That's when you've overextended yourself. You can do whatever you want and be happy, but don't fucking go and then say this fucking shit about other people because they made a different choice than you. That's my opinion on that. The One has done a super chat. I watched some of your recent Casey interview with June. June. Not June. Josh. We did not do an interview with June the King. This person's got their wires crossed here. It was an interview, a Kino Casino interview with June the King. June the King is not happened. There was a Kino Casino interview with Josh Moon yesterday. I think he combined the words Josh and Moon into June, but it's not the same person as June the King. Let's not get this all confused. All right, let's start over. I watched some of your recent Casey interview with Josh. You nailed it perfectly when you said the root issue is a moral disagreement. He often contradicted himself, and I think deep down he isn't happy. You know, you never know. You don't know because you can't really see inside the mind of someone else or the heart of someone else. All you can do is believe what they say, maybe read body language. We couldn't read body language because he didn't have a webcam, right? So all we can do is trust his word. And if he says he's happy with what he's doing, good for him. But you notice I ended the show, the interview, with a word of warning to him. The allegory, or was it a comparison, whatever it was about the Frankenstein's monster. Because I really do feel like that Kiwi Farms is going to kill him. I mean, I don't mean it's going to physically, like, come and murder him. I'm saying, like, running a site like that and having to constantly move it around the internet just because you want to have the best drama site on the internet, I just don't see the point. Literally, at the end of the day, no one is going to... I'm going to be honest here. At the end of the day, no one's going to remember Josh Moon, the owner of Kiwi Farms. They're just not. What they're going to remember is Kiwi Farms, which was a toxic website. That's all they're going to remember. Even if his intention is good, sadly, that's the stigma that site has now. And I get the feeling that moving through the years, it's going to get worse for him. And I really feel, after having spoken with him, he's a well-spoken guy. He seems very intelligent, and he certainly doesn't seem like a bad person. Like, his intentions seem good. But I feel like, sadly, it's going to crash and burn for him. And I hope that he gets out before it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Cosmos with a super chat. Congrats on Civil Josh Talk and banning you-know-who. If similar success goes with Keem and your documentary, you should be cleared for positive inflation. Well, first off, to do an addendum on that, yes, we banned you-know-who. Yes, we banned him on every single channel because my moderators actually figured out there's a way to seek out people on channels even if they're not actively in the chat, and we banned him there too. We've also basically banned his name from the chat because we have trolls coming in now, literally just spamming his name and saying gross stuff and also making accounts and stuff with his name. So that's all done as of now. It's all done. It's wiped. It's history. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch my interview with Kino Casino and Josh Moon from yesterday, and you'll definitely understand what I'm talking about. It's actually clipped right now over on the Kino Casino Clips channel. You can check it out here on YouTube. Go check it out there because it's more edited for time and it's better. So there you go. Go check it out, and we're done. There's no other further discussion. I've already talked about it. It's over. No, you're not going to get to ask me. In fact, the same fucking, literally, goodbye. I'm serious. I'm not even kidding you. As I'm saying this right now, someone in chat says, oh, well, why did you take you so long to fuck? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and get out of my chat and don't come back. The king decrees you are a plebeian and a little wimp and a peon. Get the fuck out of the king's court. I'm tired of wasting my time repeating myself. The king does not repeat himself. So we're done with that topic, and it's all good. All right? As for the Keem appearing on the show tomorrow, do you want to know what I'm honestly worried about tomorrow? Technical issues. Because when I tried to do this with Kino Casino for the Review Tech React, my whole fucking Discord was having issues. So I'm hoping just doing the one-on-one with Keem, rather it being a 3 people, and not having to play a video. Instead, we're just going to talk face-to-face. No other bullshit involved. Hopefully it works. That's why I want to start the stream early tomorrow to work this shit out with you guys. Because what I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to have my webcam coming through OBS. My webcam is going to be going through Discord, and I'm going to screen capture Discord to OBS. So it's going to look a little different for sure. But I need to work these issues out before the show starts. You see what I'm saying? I want to get this shit worked out. So hopefully we can get it worked out. And that's what I'm worried about. He's ready to go, and I invite him, and the mic ain't working. The fucking video's fucked up. I'm like, what the fucking bullshit? I hope not. I hope it goes smooth. That's what I'm worried about tomorrow. As for my documentary, do you want to know the truth? I no longer am afraid of anything on it. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of. Everything that's going to be in that documentary either is already public knowledge or it's going to be new knowledge about my past, but pre-YouTube. Everything that's been on YouTube has been on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone knows all the shit. Sure, there's going to be some ancient shit like, oh, formerly one of the persons who used to operate my fan site sold me a PC and it was not fully functional, and then I talked shit about him on the internet. It's like, who cares? You want to know when that was? Like 13 fucking years ago. Like, who gives a shit about that today? Of course, for a comprehensive documentary, it has to be brought up, but none of the shit that's in that documentary is going to matter. None of it. I'm serious. It's all old shit that's already publicly known. No one's going to give a fuck about it. It's just going to be us going through it, right? And being like, okay, yes, I fucked up here. Okay, yes, I fucked up here. And me adding more supplemental information, things that I can remember, particularly the Street Fighter years. I'm going to be able to add a ton of context because no one has context, because no one from that time really makes content right now who is involved with that shit. So it's going to be an interesting ride, but I'm not nervous about the documentary at all anymore. I'm really not. I just want to know when it's coming out, and I don't know. Like, no one knows. It originally was supposed to come out by the end of August. Looks like it's going to be September now, but no set date. So, well, I guess we'll know when we know. Bucks After Dark did a super chat. Breakdown on the Keen stream. Wait a minute. Breakdown on the Keem stream. I couldn't read that properly. The Keem stream is tomorrow on this very show. Like I said, I'm going to try to start this show at the latest 11 a.m. Pacific time, because I want to give us time for the intro to get people to build up and be here. But also, I want to work the technical issues out through Discord before he joins. And then when he joins, right, then we'll have a show. It's probably about an hour to an hour and a half discussion. I don't want to keep his time all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have this be a 4-hour, I'm interrogating Keem and making him sweat and shit. I'm not going to do that. I just want to have a civil conversation with the guy, really. And I think it's going to be groundbreaking. I mean, literally, I think that's actually what the definition of the term means. We're breaking ground for the first time. It's never been done. People have never expected it would ever happen. We're treading new territory here. Let's see where it goes. Fair enough? That's tomorrow. Garrity just did a super chat. I saw some gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws. I'm not impressed, but I will watch a few of your streaming sessions to decide if I want to buy the game or not. I have not really seen much. I've heard hilarious things like it's full of bugs yet again. Another Ubisoft game released insanely full of fucking bugs, and it's just a horrible mess. But at the same time, some people are saying it actually is good. So I don't know. Like, who do you believe, right? I don't know. We're going to find out for ourselves today. That's the whole goal of today, which we'll talk about in a bit. And I received a $3 tip. And it's a troll, so go fuck yourself. The king decrees you are a plebeian and a whelp beneath my feet, and you can kiss the royal boots. I received a $1.25 tip from Mr. Puppy Nipples. Maybe try using Skype. Does anyone fucking use Skype anymore? At all? I'm not aware of anyone who still uses Skype. Like, I know people use Zoom. People use Discord. People use, what's that other one? Is it like web meeting or something? Like, that no one uses Skype anymore, right? Like, that shit sadly just fell apart and it's, like, outdated now. Okay. Huh? I got a $1 tip to this person. I have no clue what on earth you are talking about. At all. If you want to email me about this topic, great. I have no clue what you're speaking of. Nor do I think that this is the right place to address it. I really have no clue what you're talking about, all right? Okay. Anyway. All right. We caught up on contributions. So, a few things. Oh, Jade, how are you? It says you're going to be in and out today. All right. Jade, at least give Star Wars Outlaws a shot. I don't know if it's going to be good, but maybe we'll check it out together, you know? All right. First thing I want to talk about, because we've been obviously now, after all the jokes have subsided, one of the things that actually came up that people said they might be actually interested in seeing me do is legitimately actually play WWE Champions on stream, which would be a fucking hoot and a riot with all the shit I've been through for many years about, oh, does he play the game or not? If I played it publicly, right? You know what I find hilarious about this? I open up their website. The first thing you see is a $99.99 coin pack to the right of your screen. Like, imagine if this is your first, for many of you, maybe this is your first exposure to this mobile game. This is your first exposure. The first thing they're showing you is they want you to spend $100. You haven't even gotten the game working yet, right? And they want you to spend $100? Like, what? Like, what the fuck? If they were smart, they would have put, like, $2 thing there, right? That's what we're like, oh, a new game and I could spend $2 and get something. I'll do that for a coin. $100 is the first thing they show on the screen. It's pretty fucking stupid, in my opinion. Anyway, people have been talking about, would I actually really play the game? Well, I would play it on a new account. And what it would be is like me starting over from scratch, from the bottom, building the account up, right? And playing through various things. Because the game has different modes. It has a story tour mode. But it's not really a story. It's just a bunch of tours where you earn, like, rewards to level your characters up and the like. And then there's like daily tours that are special events and things like that. And then there's like a special events, but then there's also events that are only for your group, because it actually shows down here faction. So there's groups that you have to join a faction in order to actually be a part of, right? So there's like some of the game I could totally play solo. Some of the game is totally locked unless you're in a faction, okay? I feel, sadly, if I were to join a faction, my trolls would probably, like, fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if I publicly was playing this with you guys and I said, oh, well, now I'm going to join a faction. Well, the trolls could go to the faction and harass the players there. They could actually go to, like, you know, any of their groups where they might chat and hang out. Like, if they have, like, a Discord, and they could try to, like, be fucking jerks to them and shit. So I don't know how that would work. I almost feel like, sadly, I'd be very limited with what I can do if I were to play it publicly, only because of the visuals that I'm going to put on the game, and the trolls might try to fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can make your own faction, NB. That is possible to make your own faction. But I'm trying to remember exactly how it works, because I certainly never made my own faction in the game. So I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know if there's criteria to do it. Like, does your account need to be a certain level or whatever? I have no idea. I know what you're getting at, NB. What you're thinking is I can make a faction and a bunch of other people could join. Like, everyone plays the game with me. Like, we all work together. Yeah, that could work, maybe, if we do our own faction, right? And we have people who are moderators who are trusted and they can kick out assholes and shit. That could work. Here's the one thing that's holding me back. I don't know how I would do it. Here's why. If you're looking here, you can actually play the game in the browser. Like, right now, I don't need my phone to play WWE Champions. You can play the game in the browser, see? But what you need to do is create an account, sadly, on a phone. You have to have the game on a phone, create a game account, and then link it to this browser, and then you can play it through the browser. You see what I'm saying? My problem is I already have an account. So since I already have an account, I'm not going to play with that account. I already told you guys why, the reasons why, and I don't think anyone cares. You want to see me start new so we could all play it together, right? So how can I do that? Like, how can I make a new account on my phone that's not the account that's already linked to that phone account? That's what I'm not understanding, right? Like, how is that possible? Is there a way to have two accounts on one phone and then you can swap between the accounts? Is that even possible? I guess I have to look into this or something. Like, I really have to, like, try to fuck with it and figure it out. I don't know. I guess I'll have to look in. I'm going to have to look into it. Some people are saying Google accounts. I don't know what that means. I never heard of it. There's an app called BlueStacks. You can get it. It lets you play mobile games on PC. Well, that's the thing. I believe people used to use that to play this on PC, but now they instituted their own way, and this is how you do it. Like, I don't think BlueStacks works anymore. I could be wrong, but I don't think BlueStacks works anymore. I think you have to do it through here. See, because I think with this, you have to make a Scopely account, which is the company that owns the game. But you can't... Hold on. If you click on here and it says log in with Scopely, can't you just say create account? Right? Hold on a second. Just in case, I've never clicked on anything on this PC before. I just want to be sure I'm not being an idiot and I end up doxing my own information for my real account. So I click log in with Scopely. Create a Scopely account. Oh, I can make a new one right from here. Really? All right. I can't do this now because what I'll probably do is I'll make a whole new email and everything to do this. But I can make a brand new account and I can do it like that. And basically this is the account I only use on stream to play WWE Champions with you guys. Right? I'm going to be honest with you. I just wanted to warn you guys. It's not that good. Okay? WWE Champions is not good. It's kind of one of those games like mind numbing where like it's a bunch of matching gems and shit. It's not a riveting game in any way, shape, or form. The sound effects and the music is atrocious. When I play the game, I have it muted on my phone permanently. I think in the entirety I've played that game since it launched, I've had it unmuted twice. It's so bad. I only play it because it's like, it's a way to relax and just do something while something like literally, when would I play it? Well, my wife and I are watching like reality TV at the end of the night and we're unwinding and maybe we're having a drink and then I pop it open and I play it for like an hour while we're doing other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, very rarely would I sit there hyper focused. Oh, it's time for WWE Champions time, brother. I'm going to spend this for hours and hours and just only focus on it. Like, never. Like, I would never just do that. It's like a thing you do when you're doing other shit, right? So just to let you know, I don't think it's going to be that riveting. I think it's just because there's been so much shit talked about it over the years that's why people would be fascinated to see me play it on a stream. So, I guess we'll see. I guess I'll have to look into it. Let me look into it because I have to see, can you make that account? Because if you make that account, someone just made a good point. They said, what about two-factor authorization? Because if you already have an account, you probably already have your two-factor authorization linked to your existing phone, so maybe you can't do it. That's a valid point. I have to look into this. It looks like it may be possible. Okay, maybe it's a maybe. So let me try to figure it out, and we'll go from there. But maybe it would be possible, and then we'll have to figure that out. All right, maybe we could have a chill one night a week where I play WWE Champions with the viewers. Right, we all play together, and we can all play together and have accounts and have a faction and fuck around in the game. I'll be honest, this game does not get a lot of like attention on social media or on YouTube. There's people who make videos on it, but it's not giant. I might have the biggest following and account for it of anyone who makes stuff on it because of all the controversy around it and shit. So right? I guess we'll see. All right, let me look into this. All right, let me look into this, and I'll get back to you. Fair enough. But I'm interested in it, in doing it, since you guys are so fascinated about it. I don't know why, because I don't think it's going to be amazing or anything, but whatever. I give the people what they want. If you want it, I guess I'll give it to you. All right, cool. Continuing on, Hard Nose has gifted 5 memberships to the community. Thank you so much, Hard Nose. So far, 1 went out. YouTube is kind of slow. Here, just gave a bunch more. So congrats to those who are getting those gifted memberships. I hope you enjoy them, and thank you, Hard Nose, for supporting the community. Andy, with a super chat, devs need to sponsor this stream. I don't think the devs are going to sponsor this stream. You do understand that my detractors caused the makers of WWE Champions so much pain and suffering over the years? Seriously. I'm sure they kept fucking harassing them and all their users and shit. You know, that's what I mean. So only now is the tide turning. And if we all play it together and all of a sudden hundreds of people start playing the game as a result of me making content on it, maybe, you know, make up for it. I guess we'll see what happens, right? Okay. I received a $2.14 tip. How was your relation with people like Seth, Killian, Maximilian, and Justin Wong back in the day, especially because you organized a lot of tournaments? Seth, I was 1,000,000% chill with, both when we were playing Street Fighter, when we weren't playing Street Fighter, and I even, you know, met him years later at E3 when he was working for Sony, and we were chill. Like, we were really cool. And I feel like today, if Seth and I were to run into each other, we would have a fun conversation, we would have a handshake, and we'd feel, you know, pretty happy to see each other again because he's a cool guy. Justin Wong, I mean, he's a competitor. I never really was friends with Justin Wong or anything like that because he was my rival. You know, I was from Connecticut. He was from New York City. We were big rivals at the time. And he was actually the best player, you know, in the world in many different games. So he was always above me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't in the upper echelon of players. So it wasn't ever like, I was in the upper echelon of shit talkers, but I wasn't in the upper echelon of players during those times. It was only till like I got good at Super Turbo that really I could even hang with Justin Wong and anything. He was always better at other games than me until Super Turbo. Maximilian, I'm telling you, I don't know who he was. I don't even know if he was part of the FGC when I was part of it. I never met him. I didn't know anything about the guy. To my knowledge, like, he's a nice guy and he's a big guy today, but he wasn't big in the FGC back in the day, right? He came to prominence with the Assist Me series on YouTube, which was for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So I wasn't even playing in tournaments anymore. I was retired. Okay. So what I like to do is get to some topics today because we have insane amount of game news to cover. So let's go ahead and get to the game news segment, which I like to call DSP News. All right. Now, I'd love to open my phone, but I have a cat in front of me. So this could be a daunting task because we have a ton of news stories to talk about. Okay. So news story number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie trailer has been released. I've not seen it as of yet, but it looks like Jim Carrey is once again back as Dr. Robotnik, right? Which is kind of funny that he's Robotnik in the movies, but he's Eggman in the games. Like, for so long, he was Robotnik in the games, and then they changed it to Eggman in the games, and now he's Robotnik in the movies, but in the games, he's still... It's, like, so confusing, right? And I guess Keanu Reeves is playing Shadow the Hedgehog, which is amazing. Right? Everyone always wanted Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog. We all fantasized about it back in the day. So I haven't seen the trailer. I was going to watch the trailer today, but I feel like we should save that because we actually have a lot of game stuff to talk about. So gaming news today. Number 1, listen to this. Concord, which has released. I don't know if you guys are even aware of this. Concord has released. It is available for purchase right now. I think it's $30, right? Or $40. It's one of those price points. It's not even free, which is hilarious. I thought Concord was free. Oh, no, you have to buy it. Well, that was a mistake. When you have all your competition as a free-to-play game, like Overwatch 2 is free-to-play. Marvel Rivals will be free-to-play. Concord, $40. Probably a stupid idea. Well, it was a little stupid because, ladies and gentlemen, Concord has so far made about $200,000 on Steam profits. The game cost between $50 to $150 million to make. I think people are saying it maxed out at like 800 players on Steam. It couldn't even beat Gollum. Gollum from last year was beating it out as for a total number of concurrent players. Yeah. So basically, the entire project is a huge flop. What a shocking twist. The moment that the game was announced, everyone said this is going to be a huge flop. And it is. And hopefully now the game industry is realizing you just can't pump out the same slop anymore. Right? Seriously. That's all I have to say about it. Like, when we all knew it was bad when it was announced. So there's no reason to, like, harp on it and beat it up. It's just a piece of shit. There's no reason to you know, to talk about it anymore, right? There you go. Okay. Let's see here. According to a leak, Lego Horizon Adventure. If you remember, there's a Lego game for the Horizon series. You know, Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. So there's a Lego Horizon game coming out that's going to span the entire plotline of the first two games. Well, it leaked. It's coming out November 14th because they idiotically updated PlayStation.com's homepage and listed that as the release date. And then they realized, oops, the game didn't actually get a release date announced yet. So then they pulled the date. But it's too late. They already put it out there. So if you're interested in Lego Horizon, it's coming out November 14th. I don't know if you're interested in it or not. I don't even know if I'm interested in it or not. It sounds to me like it would be a fine Lego game. But the recent Horizon games didn't even do that well on my streams. The full games, the real games. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how well a Horizon Lego game would do. Right? Okay. So now I have a couple things that I would like to watch with all of you. Live, so let me pull this up. Shit. What? Hold on a second here. Oh! Well, that's good news. I didn't even know that. All right, the first thing we're going to watch today. If I can find the fucking trailer, is this it? Here it is. I got to watch on... I couldn't find it. No, you fuck you, IGN, you fuckers. I just want to watch the trailer. I don't want your fucking ads, you pieces of shit. You greedy fucks. Where's the actual trailer for this fucking thing? Here it is. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 announced trailer. Finally, I found it. Fucking IGN ads. You kiss my fucking ass, IGN. Alright, you guys ready? This was announced this morning on the Nintendo Direct. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 announcement trailer. Let's see what it is. Ready? Here we go. Is that loud as fuck? That's pretty fucking loud, isn't it? I'll lower it a little bit. I'll lower it on my TV, too. I don't know why that's so fucking loud. Holy shit. Okay, ready? Capcom! Capsule Corp! Come on, come on! Yeah, come on. Everybody come alive real quick. Battle of the strong, survival of the fit. Take your best shot. Does anyone know that, like, no one wants this music, right? Like, it's stupid. Like, what is this music? The modern Capcom thinks that their player base is into this, like, weird, modern, street hip-hop shit. Like, who the fuck listens to this music? The entire soundtrack of Street Fighter 6 is shit, and it sounds just like this. And now they're doing it again. Like, why the fuck do they keep putting this music out? Just put normal music, right? No one likes whoever's in charge of your soundtrack department right now. They think they're jackasses. Just stop with this shit. All right? Anyway, here we go. Hope you don't miss. Capcom versus SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro. So CVS 1, but a special edition of CVS 1 that had additional features. CVS 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001. and it's the core version. I was actually wondering if they were going to use the Xbox version where you can make custom characters and grooves, but it looks like they're going with the core version. I'm just curious if this is the arcade version or the PS2 version, because they're a little different. Power Stone. Now, that's a big one. Power Stone. Very popular arcade game back in the day. Arena fighter. Kind of like almost the predecessor to a game like Smash Brothers a little bit. Only it's full 3D, not 2D on a plane. And it had a sequel, and it was very popular on the Dreamcast back in the day. And now they finally got Power Stone in a collection. And its sequel, Power Stone 2. Project Justice, also known as Rival Schools United by Fate. I don't know why they're using this version called Project Justice, because Rival Schools United by Fate makes a lot more sense. The whole plot of the game is it's actual different schools fighting each other. Like, there's a martial arts school, there's a sports school, there's like teachers, and they all fight each other with team-based combat. So I don't know why they're going with the Project Justice name for it. Rival Schools just sounds so much better. So yeah, that's in there. Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. So here's the weird part about Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. It never was in any arcades, except I think Japan. No one else got it. So in the United States, we never played this unless you bought the console version, and the console versions didn't have online play. So the only way to play this would have been to buy the console version, have your friend come over and to fuck around with it. So Alpha 3 Upper features new characters, including Fei Long, DJ, T-Hawk. I'm trying to remember who else. Like, it adds a bunch of new characters that previously weren't in the game, but it also does a bunch of key rebalances. And the game, honestly, from what I could remember, actually felt a little better than the core Alpha 3 game. I thought Alpha 3 core was like really wonky with its juggles and shit, and this one kind of balanced it a little better. But no one really played it competitively because it was never in arcades. So this might be the first opportunity for people to actually get their hands on this and try to play it competitively, which is kind of interesting. There he is. Oh yeah, Guile too. Guile, DJ, they were all added to Alpha 3 Upper. That's right. Oh god. Capcom Fighting Evolution, which was also known as Capcom Fighting Jam, I think it was in Japan. An atrociously terrible game. A cash-in game that reused every asset from other games. We just watched a video about the making of this game on the DSP Reacts channel the other day. It's really bad. It's one of the worst fucking fighting games they ever made. So, FYI, this is like the stinker of this collection, in my opinion. It's really shitty. This is interesting. Plasma Sword. So, when the era of PS1 hit, and everyone wanted to make a 3D fighting game, well, Capcom hadn't dabbled into that arena yet. They were still making 2D fighters. They made this game called Plasma Sword, which is a weapon-based combat game on PS1. I think it had a arcade version too. So they were trying to compete with games like Soul Blade, Soul Edge, and also other 3D fighters like Tekken and Virtua Fighter. It didn't really catch on. It's an okay game. It's not bad, but it's also not great. But it's cool. It kind of looks like Star Wars in a lot of ways. They're fighting with lightsabers and stuff. See this? Pretty neat because it's actually going to run in 60 frames, which it did not on PS1, so it'll actually look pretty good. And then an art gallery and a bunch of shit. I'm assuming it's going to have full online play, you would think, because Capcom Fighting Collection 1 did. If anything, I'll be honest, 2 games are going to be played in this. Well, I take it back. 3 games will be played. Either Power Stone, CVS 2 like crazy, and maybe Alpha 3 Upper. I don't see the other games in this collection getting much play. CVS 1 is terrible. It's not a good game. And, you know, like I said, Power Stone, no one's really going to care about that. No one's going to care about Capcom Fighting Evolution. I definitely see CVS 2 as the big draw from this game because it hasn't had a way to be played. No fucking exaggeration. In like 20 fucking years, you couldn't play CVS 2, and now you can play CVS 2, and it's a damn good game. It was considered one of the big 4. During the whole 2000s, you had Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Capcom vs. SNK 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and, what was the last one? Oh, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Those are the big 4 that carried the competitive fighting game community for over a decade when Capcom wasn't making games. So, yeah, there you go. This is going to be pretty cool. Of course, it's going to have all the music you can listen to. So by default, what the fuck is this music? Oh, God. Yo, you're going to pick the secret characters. Go to select screen. Pick fucking Orochi fucking Iori. Shut the fuck up. It's terrible. Stop it with this music. It's fucking, it's like nails on a chalkboard, man. Shit. But anyway, okay, you can turn on the fucking secret character. Oh, hitbox reader is always great. Oh, look at that. Quick save and quick load. Different filters and shit. Yeah, that's what they do with the other collection, too. Here's the one bummer about all this, guys. Here's the bummer. It's not going to be cross-platform. Just like the first collection wasn't cross-platform. So because of that, unless you get it on Steam, it's not going to have longevity. That's exactly what happened with the Capcom Fighting Collection 1, which had like Super Turbo and all the Darkstalkers games. It was good for a month, and after a month, it just fell off because there was no cross-platform play. So when the player pool reduced within a month, there was no one playing it anymore. So I get the feeling the same thing's going to happen. However, I'm lucky because I have a gaming PC now. So if I get this, I'll actually have competition, which will be neat. CVS 2 is going to be amazing. I will play CVS 2, and I will play Alpha 3 Upper. I will play both of those games. I think those will be really fun. I probably won't give a shit about Plasma Sword and the other stuff. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Defend my legacy with strength and honor. Defend my legacy with strength and honor. Shut. It's embarrassing. Stop. Someone went into a recording studio and made this shit. Oh my god. Rival Schools is a great game, but I don't think people are going to play it too seriously. But it's a great game. Like, I remember playing it like crazy in arcades. I loved it. We don't have a date, right? It's just 2025, I think. There's no date for this. Okay. So, yeah. Get it on Steam. Because if you get it on PS4, it's going to die within like a month. I'm serious about that. I don't know about the Switch, but on PS4, when I got Capcom Fighting Collection, like literally within a month, I couldn't find anyone to play anymore. So, hopefully. Someone just said the soundtrack is made by Review Tech USA. Oh, come on. Guys, all right, the soundtrack is bad, but it's not that bad. Let's be honest here. I'm kind of ragging on them, but it ain't that level. Don't go to the extreme. You're kind of going too far there. Okay, anyway. All right, so. Excuse me, I have to compose myself. The king has to compose himself here. All right, so that's exciting because there's a way to play Capcom versus SNK 2 for the first time in many, many years. And I can't wait to play that again. And Alpha 3 now getting a new life because they'll have Alpha 3 Upper with new characters. I'm actually pretty excited for that collection next year. I think that's going to be pretty good. I have some shout-outs to do, but as I'm about to do them, there's an important announcement follow-up. The Marvel vs. Capcom collection, which we've all been waiting for 100 years, is coming out on September 12th. It has a release date, folks. September 12th. So I'm putting it on my calendar right now. And I absolutely, positively, 100% am playing it. I cannot fucking wait to play it on September 12th. I'm going to get a ton of content out of that game. I mean, just MVC 1, MVC 2, X-Men vs. Street Fighter is enough, but there's so many other things in there. Playing through all the arcade modes, showing the difference. I might do like a history of the Versus series, where I play through each game and I explain to you the game mechanics and how the game was received and how it changed over time. Like, that is going to be a treasure trove of content for me. If you like fighting games, you're going to love the MVC collection when it comes out, and you're going to love my coverage of it. And it's going to have a new game now to be in the rotation. Instead of just Street Fighter 6, I'll have other fighting games to play online. I cannot wait for that. So, yeah, September 12th, MVC collection, and Capcom Fighting Collection 2 in 2025. Double thumbs up. Good shit, okay? All right, some shout-outs here. Let's see here. I received a $1 tip. And, it's a troll. And he can, again, you can lick the royal boots, you fucking plebeian. I received a $10 tip here from I'm Troublesome. Get that Street King, yours respectfully. Thank you so much. So I'm Troublesome with another $10 tip. So that's going to get us to our Tier 1 tips goal for today. So we're now a third of the way there. And thank you, because I really want to show you guys this new animation for the King Streak. When we hit the King Streak today of 150 bucks, I will show you an insanely cool animation. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm going to play it over and over because it's so fucking cool. All right. So we hit Tier 1. That means Gunner Glass is acquired. If we hit Tier 2, you get to vote for a hat for me to wear today for Star Wars Outlaws. I wonder what hat you'll vote for Star Wars. I wonder what hat I have that would be even Star Wars-esque. I don't even know, actually. And of course, Tier 3, 150 bucks a vest. So let's get that going, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, please give it a like. I believe I have I'm not even kidding. I have over 700 viewers today. Holy shit, guys. Thank you for being here. I didn't realize that so many people were interested in my show. I'm really happy to have you here for the Level 1 podcast. Seriously, you guys are awesome. Please like the stream if you're enjoying it. Let's get it up to 200 likes. We're currently at 153. Let's get it to 200 likes. Please consider a super chat or a super sticker or a membership or a gifted membership to the community to support the channel. And also, let's hit that tips goal of 150 bucks so that we can get the new animation. All right? I just received a $7.77 tip. Outlaws looks like it's an AC Origins clone with a Star Wars look to it. A somewhat functional game, but mediocre at best. A disappointment for all levels of fans. Star Killer should just be remade at this point, laughing out loud. When you reference Star Killer, of course, you were referencing Star Wars The Force Unleashed, a game franchise from the beginning of my YouTube career. It was actually the very first gameplay video I ever made on YouTube on my original Dark Side Phil channel. It was me playing Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1. So, yeah, pretty old series, but it was good. Both of those games, 1 and 2, were great Star Wars games from back in the day. So now I'm going to see, the King's going to check and see if you guys like the stream. 178, 200. The King demands 200 likes on this stream. It's free. You have no excuse. The King's decree, there shall be 200 likes on this stream immediately. Please click like. Okay, let's continue. Evan did a super chat. I'm here from Lalcow for the DSP Redemption arc. The King is back. Thank you, Evan. I don't know what you mean. Did Lalcow live plug me or something? I wasn't aware of that. But thank you, Evan, for the super chat. And if that is the case, I'd like to know about it because I have no idea if they sent people over or what. If they did, welcome and thank you. Also, X-Shooter, 27 months as a member here. Thank you so much, X-Shooter. All right, on to our next story. By the way, we crushed it. We're at 213 likes now. Thank you, guys. Now let's get this tip skull hit so I can show you the new animation. All right, let's get to 150. Our next story today. There will be a Castlevania Dominus collection coming to both the Switch and I believe also Steam and other formats as well. It's going to include Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia. So if you have no idea what the hell those games are, that's essentially the Nintendo 3DS games, correct? Like the 3DS library of Castlevania games. That's a neat collection. I think that would be pretty good because unless you have a 3DS, how the fuck do you play them now, right? And the 3DS, let's be honest, it's out of print. You can't really get it anymore. It's like, they consider it a retro console. I'm not even shitting you. It's like not even 10 years old. They're like, oh, that's retro, bro. So you can get the collection, I believe, right now. I think they just released it like live during the announcement this morning. So if you're interested in Castlevania stuff, give it a look. You might be interested in that, okay? It was the DS, not the 3DS. Thank you. I didn't know if it was DS or 3DS games. Foam Stars will go free to play starting October 4th. Previously, you had to be like a PS Plus premium subscriber or something to play it, I think. But now they're making it go completely free to play because no one's playing it. Remember, they released it like very early on this year. It's a blatant knockoff of Splatoon. So if you're interested in Foam Stars, covering your entire body with sticky foam and then riding on that sticky foam and sliding and sloshing into others, covering each other from head to toe, filling every orifice with foam, you might like Foam Stars. It's just a video game. Stop getting the wrong idea. You guys are perverted. Anyway, let's continue here. Fuck. Now what did I do? I closed my menu. People getting too excited. All right. Oh, finally we got a release date for this. Hallelujah. I've been waiting 2 years for a release date for this one. All right. The Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster Collection. For those who don't know, Suikoden were very highly regarded turn-based JRPGs on the PlayStation 1 back in the 1990s. I played both 1 and 2. Their plots go into each other. It's like a continuing plot. These games are amazing, all right? Classic turn-based combat, amazing soundtracks, and epic giant army battles where you'll have your army against another army and you clash and units are dying and you have to reinforce and stuff. But it also has traditional dungeon crawling, overworld combat, like a Final Fantasy style game. So it's kind of like a hybrid game, but it's amazing the way that it's executed. The story is outstanding. And get this, 108 characters. I'm going to repeat myself. 108 playable characters in an RPG. I'm not kidding. You can recruit 108 characters in each of those games. And it's hard to do. Some of them are like timed. You can only do it certain parts of the story and you have to know how to do it and shit. It's pretty insane. These games are great and no one's played them in like 25, 30 years because there's been no versions to play. They're now remastering them and it comes out March 6th. We finally have a date. March 6th is the release date for the Suikoden 1 and 2 collection. I'm putting that on my calendar. I'm down for that next year. The thing is, I don't know how many of you are newcomer viewers, correct? I mean, I used to have like 300 people on my podcast. Now I have 700. I love JRPGs, but sadly, my audience really, it's not in line with what they like. Like, I actually like chill vibe streams where we hang out and I play a slow-paced game. So that's why I like JRPGs like this. But a lot of people think they're boring. Oh, there's not enough action or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, I like them, so I'm definitely interested in this collection. Suikoden collection, March 6th. Here we go. Okay. So I think I've covered most of what I wanted to talk about. The only last thing I want to do in regards to game news is I want to watch this Silent Hill 2 remake trailer. It came out like a few days to a week ago, and everyone's ranting and raving that now it looks really good because everyone was crapping on this game, and now they're saying it's good. That's 2 months ago. Where's the one that just came out? Is it story trailer? Silent Hill 2 remake story trailer? 1 week. Here it is. Because everyone's just really ranting and raving about how good this is. And I'm like, well, I want to check it out then. I want to see for myself if it's any good. So let's do it. All right, let's, hold on. Where's my screen? There it is. Let's watch it together. I want to give you my opinion. I've played Silent Hill 2 a couple of times. I think it's an insanely good game. Right? Psychological horror at its best. I mean, it's physical horror too, but psychological horror, the biggest mindfuck moment, or I would say one of the biggest mindfuck moments I've had as a YouTuber. In 16 years I've been doing this. There's a particular boss in Silent Hill 2. You walk into this room, when to fight it, you don't have any fucking clue what you're looking at. You're like, what is this monstrosity in front of me? There's no way I could ever figure out what this is. You defeat the boss, and immediately you talk to a woman who tells you that that boss is the physical manifestation of horrendous psychological trauma she suffered because of abuse as a child. And then you realize what the boss is, and you're like, oh, fuck, no, they did not fucking do that. Yes, they did. That got me. Like, when that, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they fucking did that in the game. So, the fact that they're going to make this a modern game and shit, I'm really wondering how they're going to pull it off. So, I guess we're going to see. But let's see. This is the story trailer for Silent Hill 2 Remake. Let's give it a look.
James? Honey? Did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway?
As you can see, this looks much better because people were criticizing the game like months ago when they first showed off this character, Maria, and said that her character model looked like shit. But now they're showing that basically she kind of does look like she did in the original game. In fact, and I would argue this is a huge improvement from how she's supposed to be represented in the game. So, and by the way, isn't this cool? You're in like a cell or something and she's talking to you. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Whoa, what do you mean?
Are you taping again? Come on.
You know, it had to be weird before the era of everyone just filming with their phones. It had to be really weird people walking around with camcorders, right? Like, so, is this guy again? This is the guy who always fucking comes by with a camera and records everything. What's wrong with this weirdo, right? Imagine, like, you know, before the era of everything's the internet and social media, some dude just walking around with a fucking camera and shit documenting everything. Like, what are you doing that for?
I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful.
Who would ever watch this footage? It's the classic soundtrack redone. Yeah, they actually, the original composer of Silent Hill 2 came out publicly the other day on Twitter and said, FYI, it was me. I was rehired to redo all of the soundtrack for the game, and so you're going to hear all remixed, rearranged soundtrack, but it's the original soundtrack, but I made it more modernized, so you're really going to enjoy this. So now that we're hearing all this stuff, we're saying, wow, the visuals are looking much better. The game looked like it's more in tune to what we thought from what originally we thought was going to be like a shitty, you know, attempt at a remake. Now it looks much better. The soundtrack was remade by the original composer. It's like, dude, this is really neat. Like, this might be a really good project now.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place.
That's so creepy, because it's almost like she's dead, right? She's dead, and you got to go meet her ghost or something. Her ghost is waiting in Silent Hill. Please go meet with her ghost. It's such a creepy fucking intro.
Just put the gun to their head.
Wow.
You can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
He looks like Louis Anderson, doesn't he? What the fuck? They made this guy, I forgot what his name is. And he is a creepy character, but why the fuck did they make him look like Louis Anderson? That's messed up. Stop saying that that's Ethan Ralph. That's ridiculous. Don't say that. It's very insulting.
You should see your face, too.
Let go!
I'm sorry, Laura, but I can't let you just run around this place. You might get hurt.
Hurt by what?
This place is different from what I remember. I don't think she's here anymore.
This whole town. Might be best if you just get out of here.
Oh, shit. This is gonna be
right.
good, man.
You said you took everything.
We need a good horror game right now, because this year we really haven't had a good horror game. This is exactly what we need, and I think this is going to fucking hit the spot. And if this, here's the cool thing. If this does well, this opens the floodgates for all the Silent Hill games to get remade. Silent Hill 1 desperately needs it. That game on PS, it's rough. It's a rough-ass game on PS1. It's a classic, but man, if they remake Silent Hill 1 like this shit, that's gonna fucking blow the house down, you know? Like, I can't wait. I would love for all the Silent Hills to be remade in this style.
But you forgot that videotape we made.
How do you know about that?
Uh-oh. Because you uploaded it. It was leaked on Kiwi Farms, you fool! No! And Josh Moon refuses to take the video down now.
Aren't you Maria?
Oh,
Not
no.
your Mary.
Not your Mary. I'm Maria.
So you are Maria.
I am. If you want me to be.
How do you know about Mary?
This
You
music
see
is
it
so
too?
fucking good, man.
For me, it's always like this.
It's gonna be so sick. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Doesn't matter who I am.
When does it come out? October? Forgot. I can listen to this music fucking on loop.
I am here for you, James.
Creepy as fuck.
See?
She snaps his neck.
I'm
Rips
real.
his face right off. You know, okay, you want to know what would really be crazy? And I don't think they're going to do this. This whole time, they've been saying it's a remake, right? Do you want to know what would be really cool? If it's not a remake. What if the idea is that they've been fooling us all along, that it really is a remake, but it actually has new content that no one expected? Can you imagine if they put in totally new story chapters and shit in it, that maybe even ties it to the other Silent Hill games and expands the lore? I think that would be fucking sick. You know, like Final Fantasy VII Remake kind of did that too. But can you imagine if they did that? I would love if they did that, because Silent Hill deserves it. You know what I'm saying? Silent Hill is an amazing horror series that has been neglected now for a very long time. And it's time to cut the bullshit at Konami and say, you've got great IPs that you just fucking ignore because you guys want to make pachinko games. Well, you know, I get it. You want to make money. You want fucking addicted idiots to sit there and plunk their fucking coins and swipe their digital cards and make you a fortune. But also, you used to make art. You used to make something that like was good for humanity, that people enjoyed. Could you like stop worrying about like ruining people's lives, the addictive fucking practices at the casino, and actually make something worth a shit for humanity and for once? And by the way, we will actually like reward you financially. We will open our wallets and give you money for products like this if you would stop being greedy fucks and actually do something for once instead of being lazy money grubbers. So I'm happy to see this, and it would be really cool if they did that. I don't know if they're going to go that route. It very well may just be a total retelling of the story of Silent Hill 2, but I would like if they actually give us something more. That would be amazing. But I don't know if they're going to go there. Like, imagine you beat the game and it's not over, and there's a whole other mini 5-hour campaign that continues that's new content. Dude, I would fucking shit my pants. But I don't know if they're going to do that, you know? I don't know if they're going that far with it. So, okay. So, guys, good stuff. And what we're going to do, we have shout-outs to do. And we're basically almost out of time for the show at this point. Today, I'm covering Star Wars Outlaws here on my stream. No one knows if this game is any good or not. So I hope it is, honestly. But we're going to find out live right after the podcast ends. So I hope that you guys who are here will stick around. And we'll all check out Star Wars Outlaws together and see if it's any good. But let's do shout-outs now. So let's see here. So by the way, Evan said that he came from Lolcow. Did the Lolcow Live guys send anyone over here? Is that why I have 700 viewers today? If so, thank you to whoever actually did. I really appreciate that. Whoever did that. And I appreciate any of you who maybe are checking out my stuff for the first time. I hope you're enjoying the show. Purple Pickle Yum Yum. Yes, this is this guy's name. Just did a $5 super chat. And he says, we need to swap out the default outdoors uncle outfit you have on with royal attire. Support the king. The pickle jester demands it. I am not going to be wearing... a flowing robe and a cape. I can't. I'm sitting in a fucking chair here to play games. You know, you get to a point, it's like, all right, the meme is funny. Yes, I'll say silly things like the king's decree and fucking fill my coffers and shit like that. But at some point, we have to have like a grounding on reality and not float off into the fucking sky like we're all on LSD. I'm not really a king. It's a shtick. It's a joke. You get it? I don't need to dress from head to toe like I'm a king, okay? Unbelievable. I received a $5 tip. Have you watched the Sonic X Shadow Generations Doom Powers trailer? No, I have not. I do not even know what that is. I believe we did watch a trailer for the game at some point a couple months ago, but I don't recall this. I don't know what this Doom Powers trailer is. If it's something you're interested in, maybe I'll have to look into it. Maybe we could do it on a future show. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow I got Keemon. But maybe later on in the week, maybe like Thursday. I received a $10 tip. Please play Black Myth Wukong old school DSP commentary style for 30 minutes for giggles. What would be old school commentary is the game Sleeping Dogs. I ended up watching half your Sleeping Dogs playthrough after watching Black Myth. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you have to understand I'm not that person anymore. Can you be Phil from 12 years ago? Well, no, because I'm not Phil from 12 years ago anymore, right? Like, if I need to turn on old Phil, like I did the last week when we were destroying, felting, and making Duty bow the knee to me daily on this fucking stream, I can be old Phil, but not really in, like, gameplay unless I'm playing, like, Street Fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that commentary style was forced. If you don't know, it was forced. Those weren't my natural fucking thoughts coming through at every moment. I was actually trying to think of, like, what was the most risque, over-the-top thing that I could say to try to get a rise out of the viewers. Because keep in mind, my audience back then was primarily youngsters and teenagers, and that's what they wanted. They wanted that over-the-top extreme content. They weren't looking for a level-headed approach to games. They liked the fact that I played games, raged at everyone, blamed the game developers, yelled, screamed, hollered, and swore like a sailor, right? Like, they loved that. That was the shtick. And then after a while, like, the shtick got tired and bored, and it wasn't funny anymore, and you had to change your shtick every once in a while. I've become a much different person right now, okay? You know, you're not going to ever see the old-style commentary. If I were to do purely the old-style commentary today, I likely would be banned from YouTube because times have changed and culture's changed, right? You just got to understand that. You got to roll with the times, change with the times, roll with the punches, and that's just how it is, okay? All right, I received a $10 tip This is my first time supporting via a donation. Let's continue your streak. I'm looking forward to seeing this new animation. Much love. Thank you. So we're getting there. With that tip, thank you so much, whoever that was, that we are now at $86 in tips, or $87 in tips. So at $100, you guys get to vote for a hat for me to wear. And when we hit the streak total, which is 150, that's when I'm going to play the animation. And guys, we're more than halfway there now. We have a little bit of extra time before I jump into Star Wars Outlaws. So if you want to make it happen, please contribute. Please tip me. Let's get the tips goal hit. I'll play this awesome animation for you. And then we'll get ready for Star Wars. In the meantime, we're at 248 likes with over 700 viewers. Now, come on now. With over 700 viewers, I get the feeling you guys like what you see. If you do, please like the stream. It's free to do. It's easy to do. And it helps this channel for engagement a ton. Please click like. Outside of that, any kind of support is appreciated on DSP Gaming, whether it be a super chat, a super sticker, a membership, a gifted membership, or a tip. But particularly, we've been crushing it with these King Street goals, hitting 150 bucks in tips every stream. If we can do that today, that would be outstanding. So please consider contributing and tipping and liking the stream. All right. By the way, 256 likes and climbing right now. So thank you guys for liking the stream. I really appreciate it. It's like the guys over at Kino Casino say, ask and you shall receive, right? And there you go. All right, we got like 10 minutes left. If anyone has any topics they want to talk about, you want to tag me in the chat. And if any more contributions come in, I will shout them out live. Let's see what people want to talk about today. Shia, 39 months as a member here on DSP Gaming. Thank you so much, Shia. Says, thanks for playing this today, so I don't have to. Wow. Yeah. Well, the thing is, you can actually play it right now for 20 bucks. You do not have to buy this game. In fact, I can't imagine anyone who would buy this game. You just get Ubisoft Plus for the month. You play through it, you're done. Someone had said earlier, this game is 25 hours to play through the story. If you choose to do the side missions, it's 40 hours. So it's not exorbitantly long. It's not like fucking Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where you're going to be playing this for the next 3 months, and you have to, like, set entire weeks aside. You have to, like, call out of work and school and fucking, like nail your door shut so no one bothers you so you can get through the game because it's so fucking long, right? It's not like that. It's not some over-the-top crazy endeavor, and that's a good thing. But I don't know if it's any good. We're going to find out today together. Good day, Stoic. How are you? What's my opinion on Still Wakes the Deep after letting it gestate? It was good for what it was. It was a quick game. It was only like, what, 4 hours, 5 hours? It was a quick game. There was some scary horror in there. The plot was interesting. I didn't like the fact that the ending is a cop-out and doesn't distinctly tell you what's going on, but it was a wild ride for what it was. It's an outstanding Game Pass game, which I think is exactly what the point is. It's a short game meant to be a Game Pass digestible experience, and it works for that. Adam Outlaw, thank you for re-upping your membership this morning. I appreciate that. I mean, that is true. Shia says, I can watch you play this game for $0 and I'll give Ubisoft nada. That's also true. You could choose to do that. That's a valid option. Kermit says, your honesty is going to make you bulletproof. Yeah, he thinks that? I mean, I've been honest ever since the day I got on YouTube about shit. I don't know if it necessarily made me bulletproof, considering I was the whipping boy of the internet for 10 years, and it wasn't until like 3 weeks ago that changed. But I think I understand what you're saying. How am I liking Black Myth Wukong? It's growing on me the more I play it, and the more I play it, the more I like it, because there's more added gameplay elements, different locations and environments. It gets better the further in. The only thing I'll say, don't expect a competent, coherent, or even intelligent story. I'm in chapter 3 now. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I don't think the game cares to tell you. You just get thrown around. Like, let me put it this way. I defeated a big epic boss. The next scene, you're in jail, and there's no explanation as to how you got there. It's like, what the fuck? What happened? And it doesn't look like they're going to tell you either. Just break out of jail. Why am I here? What did I do? Did I go to 7-Eleven and steal all the fucking taquitos and hot dogs off the racks and ran out the door? Or, like, I don't get it. It doesn't explain anything. So, but everything else is pretty good, and the graphics are great on PC. Hi, Guy. Thank you for 3 months. He says the comeback is real. The fire emote. Thank you so much. Queen of Hearts says, going back to what you said about Silent Hill 2, look at what they did with the Resident Evil remakes. They modernized the remake while also adding some new content and lore ties with other games. And I think if that's what they're doing with Silent Hill 2, they're going to nail it. I have faith in Bloober Team. I actually do. I hope that it's good. What are the topics for tomorrow with Keem? I guess you're just going to have to attend and find out, Kermit, right? That's the whole point, is you show up and then you'll find out what the topics are. People Person says, funny you mentioned how it would be cool if Silent Hill had new content. Since Konami is also remaking Metal Gear Solid 3, and if anyone dared change the thing, that people would say sacrilege. Yeah, well, I don't think so. I don't think so at all, right? When was the last good Konami game? Metal Gear Solid 5, right? What other games did they put out after Metal Gear Solid 5 that were worth playing? Maybe there were a few, but I probably didn't play them. What is the Halloween lineup looking like? Nothing right now, because we're not doing that yet. The way, for those who don't know, because many of you are newcomers, so this is actually a good opportunity to discuss this. I will be doing a Halloween special event marathon. I do it every year annually on Halloween. It's a marathon that usually runs right after this podcast, ends all the way to like 8 p.m. or later. I dress up in full costume for the day, and we play a variety of games that the viewers nominate. Now, typically, it ends up being a lot of horror games because it's Halloween. It doesn't always end up being all horror games. Sometimes we have different games. This year, by some really weird situation, I don't know why, they've nominated, or excuse me, they're releasing Dragon Age The Dawn Guard on Halloween. I'm sorry, but I just don't think of Dragon Age associated with Halloween. But it's a new release, so I'm thinking that's kind of like a shoe-in where I will play that at least for like an hour maybe on the Halloween marathon just to get the first hour in and get a taste. And then maybe the next day I'll play it as a serious playthrough. It's just weird that they're releasing it on Halloween. It's just oddball timing. But outside of that, everything else is fair game. And here's the cool thing. My gaming PC has wildly opened up the realm of possibility for this event because so many horror games are on PC, right? Like tons and tons. So who knows what people will nominate this year? So if you're interested in that, like, oh man, I like to maybe nominate a game for Phil to play. It's going to be coming up in September. Probably what I will do is open up a thread in September, might be like mid-September. It'll be like a community thread that I'll put on my main channel page. And what I do is I make a link to it and it goes in the chat room and my bot will post up the link. So if you're on my streams, you'll be reminded from time to time to go check out that thread and post up games. And then probably what I do is like around mid-October, I tally up the nominations. I see what games were the most nominated and I'll put it into like a poll that you guys can vote on. And that'll determine like out of maybe 10 selections, maybe the 4 to 5 that we'll play over the course of that day. It's always a good time. Here's what happened last year. I got fucking COVID, man. That was awful. I caught COVID and I couldn't do it. You know how much it sucked when I hyped it up for 2 months? I'm so excited for this event. I bought the most expensive Halloween costume I ever purchased in the history of me doing this event. It was almost $100. Okay? And I'm like, this is going to be so cool. And I get sick as fuck. And I couldn't do the event. I was so upset. But I saved the costume. I have it and I'm wearing it this year. You guys are going to love this costume. I know you are. All right? So, yeah, it's going to be great. I cannot wait. And that's coming up. So there will be a fun Halloween event coming up. All right, guys. So we're almost about to end. Probably like 5 more minutes because a lot of people have stuff to talk about. Come on, let's crush it. Number 1, we're at 275 likes. Let's get that to 300. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some memberships. And notably, let's get some tips. Let's crush this goal. I want to play you this new animation for hitting the king streak so badly, but we have to hit it. So come on, let's hit it right. Do it by the end of the show here. Let's crush it now, and then we can focus on Star Wars. All right? Nico says, OG Silent Hill 2 isn't that long by today's standards, so they should add more content. That being said, the Resident Evil remakes aren't that long either. Very true. People Person says, with the recent remakes and remasters, does Resident Evil 2 hold the title as the best one? It's still it. Resident Evil 2 Remake completely redesigned original Resident Evil 2 from the ground up. It made it a better game than the original, but at the time it had groundbreaking graphics, amazing gameplay elements, a revamped story. Everything was better. That blew me away how good that was at launch. Now, I don't, today you play, it doesn't look as good as the most recent ones. Yeah, but this is how many years later. At the time, it was so effing good, right? I still hold the opinion it's the best one. I received a super chat. No, it's a super sticker from Fresh Soft Duty just out of an anus with some odor. Wow. That's a good name. So, shout out to Fresh Soft Duty out of an anus with some odor. Thank you so much for the latest super chat. Amazing. Really creative stuff here today on the Level 1 podcast. Stoic says, in terms of horror games, I think Crow's Country was excellent. It was. Crow Country was what you're talking about from earlier this year. It's a game that's an homage to classic PS1 horror games. It's really good. But that's not, you know what I'm saying? It's a good game, but it's definitely meant to be like a discount, like retro throwback reference game. It's not meant to be like a modern horror game, which is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, where are the big AAA modern horror games these days? What happened to them? They don't exist anymore, right? Besides Resident Evil, we don't really have consistent horror anymore. I would like to see some. That's true. Jade says, when we hit $100 in tips, can we do the cowboy hat today? I think that makes sense. You're an outlaw. Star Wars Outlaws. Cowboy hat. Yeah, we'll do the cowboy hat. I'll wear the cowboy hat today if we hit $100 in tips. There you go. That's what we'll do. Okay, last chance, guys. If you have anything to ask me or talk about or contribute. If not, then we're going to end the show and we're going to get set up and start Star Wars Outlaws for today, which I haven't booted, so I don't know how to run it. I don't know if I should run it at 4K, if I should run it at 1080p and max all the settings. I mean, maybe I'll do that because I've been doing that with every game. Like Black Myth Wukong, I did 1080p, but I maxed every fucking setting possible, you know, ray tracing and everything. And the game looks absolutely amazing. So maybe I should just do that, because that way you guys are getting the best visual experience too, because you can't see above 1080p anyway. I only stream at 1080p and I only record at 1080p. Maybe I'll just do that. I guess we'll see. K-Vibe says, what about a Halloween costume Jasper goal? The thing is, my cat Jasper, he's very social, but he does not like having clothing. We've tried giving him clothing over the years. One time we bought him this nice this nice Christmas collar, which was basically like, it was a collar, but it had like this, you know what I mean? Like the bottom part of like a shirt collar, and it was festive. It was like red and green and a big bow. It was a Christmas thing. Fucking hated it. We put it on. He's like, no. He just kept scratching at scratch. He wanted it off like right away. He hated it. It was really bothering him. So we're not going to put stuff on him. The only thing that doesn't bother him is a collar, like a regular collar, kitty collar. Outside of that, he doesn't want to be dressed up. He just doesn't like it. And we're not these fucking pet owners who are like, we have to humanize our pet and dress him up in human clothing and feed him human food and have him watch fucking TV and have him sit upright on the couch and poop in our toilet and shit. We let him be a cat. You know what I mean? You let a cat be a cat. So that's our mentality anyway, as pet parents. And I wish more people were like that. But it is what it is. I agree. Sarah says, I was so sad when last year's Halloween special got canceled. I'd taken the day off of work for it and everything. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, think about all the work that I put into it. I built it up and everything, and then I was so goddamn sick. Remember, it was over a week. I was laid out with COVID. Like, I couldn't even think straight. There were days my brain was so fucking swollen with a headache so bad from COVID. I couldn't even think or see straight. I was, like, delirious for half the day. And I had to pump fucking painkillers with NSAIDs to try to even be able to reduce the pressure enough that I could function like a human. It was that fucking bad. BB Phil says, with positive collaborations, can we have maybe some people, I guess you're referencing people from the fighting game community to call in eventually? I don't know, we'll see. Let me put it this way. Right now, we're heading up, right? We're on the upwards trend. People are liking my stuff for the very first time. They're checking me out for the very first time for various different reasons. They're enjoying. Here's why I'm fascinated, guys. I've maintained an audience of over 700 people this whole show. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are tuning in, and it's not like, he's boring. They're tuning in, and they're like, oh, he's actually pretty good. And they're staying around. I'm so grateful for that, guys. You have no idea. I've been doing this show for years and years, and no one will give it a fair shake because they're like, oh, that's Darkside Phil. He's the internet's whipping boy. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him. He has nothing good to say. He's not entertaining. But now people are actually giving my show a shot. They're like, wait a minute, this is actually fucking good. It's actually a pretty decent show. We're going to watch them. This is amazing, and I really appreciate that, right? If this trend continues, what will happen is people won't be afraid to associate with Darkside Phil. I told you this last year. A lot of people maybe don't know this. I had a plan for my DSP Reacts channel. There was going to be long form reacting to like documentaries like I just did with Review Text. There was going to be the weekly clip show, which I still do, DSP versus the internet. But the third idea was going to call DSP Asks It, where I was going to have a variety of guests from all over different walks of life. I was going to have YouTubers. I was going to have people from the old FGC. I was going to have old friends of mine. I was going to have people from all over the place come and hang out with me in an interview setting. And it was going to be a very good series to like branch out and do different content. And I was going to launch it. And then I did the Side Scrollers interview. And after the Side Scrollers literally fucking trashed the fuck out of me after the interview for personal gain because they're greedy motherfuckers, my reputation was completely smited and tarnished. And no one wanted to touch me with a 10-foot pole. I had 2 guests lined up. one of them outright told me there is absolutely no way that I can do an interview with you right now. And it's not personal. Like, the person actually is friendly with me and likes me. But they're like, dude, it's going to be a negative towards me if I do it right now because everyone hates you. Gee, thanks, side scrollers, because you guys know you're so genuine and genuine. You know, you really didn't think about that when you were raking in the thousands of dollars, right? You fucking money-grubbing pieces of shit. But anyway, yeah, like, that's something that I've wanted to do. I expressed interest in doing. In some ways, yesterday with Josh Moon, tomorrow with Keemstar, this is going to show the potential of DSP crossing over with others and having fun talks and collaborations and see how it works. And if people like it, yes, I would say the sky's the limit. Yes. I'm being asked, what is the goal missing right now? At 87, so that would be $63 to hit the goal and do the King's streak for today. Oh, wait, but I received a $3 tip. So actually, it's $60. I received a $3 tip from Alex from Phoenix. Some may have already said this. The Sonic 3 trailer is out. It looks damn good. I had that on the docket for today, but I really wanted to get through gaming stuff today, like not movies, but gaming stuff, because we were backlogged on news. And now I know tomorrow we still can't do news because Keemstar is going to be on. So I wanted to do a lot of gaming news today, but I promise you probably later in the week, we'll probably get to that. I would like to get to that. That would be nice if we do. I received a $13 tip from Hi Guy. Cowboy hat incoming. Indeed. With that, the cowboy hat goal has been reached. Thank you, Hi Guy. And that means we're at 103. And now the maximum goal of 150 is our next final tier. And then with the King streak, we'll continue. Thank you for that. Let me get the cowboy hat right now. All right. So now we really are outlaws together, right? Good shit. Let's see here. So, Parasolo, how you doing? 39 months as a member, Parasolo, and he says, Capcom keeps winning, and so do the fans. Big ups. I agree. These collections are the right idea. Test Lead says, Kino Casino made way more money than the side-scrollers do, so it actually pays to be positive. Oh, I know. Like, for example, I was actually having a conversation with them the other day, and I asked them, I was like, I'm just curious because you guys, they have a different model than me. You see, my model is like, you can support me in a ton of different ways, right? Like, you can do a super chat, you could be a member, gift memberships, or you could tip. Like, I have all these contribution methods. For them, their main contribution method is just subscribers, right? Over on Kick. And they actually explained to me, they keep like $4.75 out of every $5 sub. So they're keeping almost every single bit of contribution that comes in. I don't get all of that on YouTube. Like, YouTube takes a cut of this, YouTube takes a cut of that. You know, they take a cut of everything, right? PayPal does take a cut of tips, but not as much as YouTube. But I appreciate any contributions, please. I'm not going to be picky about it and say, oh, don't do this, don't do this. You know, but their model is basically subs, okay? And I was curious. I said, I'm just curious on average, you know, how many subs do you guys usually get? They were like, on a slow show, we'll get like 300 subs. And on a good show, we'll probably do like 500 subs. I said, you do what? Think of the math there. That's all I'm going to say. Think of the math. Those guys make fucking bank. Every fucking stream, those guys are making fucking crazy, crazy bank. And that's consistent. That's not, oh, we made a big stunt and we embarrassed someone and we fucked them over so we could take their detractors' money and get it. And it's fleeting, but we you know, it's like carpetbaggers. They come in and they just, ha ha ha, they grab everything and then they leave. That's what the side scrollers did. Those guys literally have a loving fan base who love everything they do. They make bank, dude. That's fucking cool that they could do that every fucking time that they stream. That's amazing. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think I'm ever going to grow to that level. I don't think so. You know, I just don't see it. I'm too old. I'm an old dude. No one's going to care as much about me and my opinions. And I'm not going to be doing that much drama content either. Like, you know, a lot of people love the drama content. And you can see I'm not doing drama today. Today we did all gaming news and shit. But you guys still supported me, and I really appreciate that. I'm just not into that all the time. Every once in a while I'm into that. But not all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I'm ever going to be like that big again. You know, at one point I was a fucking 10 million view a month YouTuber and I was rolling in dough. I don't aspire to be that. I don't think that's coming back. But man, am I happy for what I'm getting right now. Let me tell you guys are amazing. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Unforced Ego just became a member. Thank you, Unforced Ego. And I have received, you ready for this? A $60 tip. Someone says, fuck it, full send. We're going to do this live. Let's see that cowboy hat and this new animation. Are you guys ready? First of all, let's play the $50 animation. This is the $50 animation for receiving a $60 anonymous tip. So let's play that first because you're owed that. Then, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready for the new King Streak animation? I hope you're ready for this. I'm not ready for this. I saw how good it was. I was like, holy fuck. Are you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Hold on. I lost it. We have just hit King's Streak number 20. The King's coffers are full. They are overflowing with coins. Beautiful, shiny, regal coins are coming out of the sky and filling the King's Court with your contributions. Thank you so very much for allowing me to hit 20 straight streams. This is amazing. Keep it coming. Let's keep crushing it. Let's keep doing it every single goddamn stream. Let's make it happen here on DSP Gaming every single time. Let's make the detractor see. Let's make Rich from Review Tech piss his fucking pants and cry eating edibles. Let's make all the enemies of the King's Court upset, crying, seething, pissing, shitting. They don't have an animation like this, right? They don't have shit. All their castles made of human feces can't amount to the King's Court full of your coins and the coffers that ring and rhyme with current. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that shit. But that's a great animation, is it not? That's a great animation, is it not? That's amazing. And so we'll do that every single time that we hit our King Streak goal. We'll make it rain in here on DSP Gaming. All right? Sounds good? I hope so. All right. That's good. And by the way, I have to add that animation. Oh, I actually did. I actually did add it to the gameplay as well. So I can play on either screen. Here you go. Jade says, are you Hogan, Austin, or Taker? I don't know. Who am I? Would I be Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, or The Undertaker? I don't know. But the streak continues at 20 straight streams. And by the way, still not done. I just received a $5 tip for an anonymous tipper. Great show, and the Star Wars franchise has no soul. Wow. The Star Wars franchise has no soul. Oh. It's sad. I loved Star Wars, the original trilogy. And then, you had the 1990s, early 2000s trilogy with Phantom Menace and all of that. And it was like, eh. And then you had the recent trilogy, and you're like, but it keeps chugging along because Disney ain't going to let it not be monetized. That's for sure. Also, Andy did a super chat. He says, kitten goal next. I have no idea what that means. But thank you, Andy, for the super chat. All right, guys, we got to get out of here. Obviously, this has been a pretty long podcast at this point. But I think it was a pretty darn good one. I hope that you all enjoyed. Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow I will have Keemstar, Killer Keem, Daniel Keem himself will be digitally talking with me here on the Level 1 podcast. Keep in mind, my show will start 11 a.m. because I'm going to try to work out technical issues for about a half an hour before I invite him on. I'm going to be inviting him on around 11:30 a.m. PST, or PDT, I should say, Pacific time. And we're going to have about an hour and a half conversation, man-to-man, for the first time literally ever. And we're going to go from there. I hope you'll join me. All right, folks? Guys, thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed the Level 1 podcast, and I will see you all tomorrow.